So credibility is number one. That's the number one thing that people look for. And two, someone that you're able to relate to. And three, having somebody being there and making sure that they chose the right person to represent them.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Behind the Perfect Startup podcast. And thank you all for the love on the previous episode. Passion, it's an essential emotion that fuels and drives a man to success. And it's true how they say you can't fake passion. Today, we have with us on Behind the Perfect Startup, Widley Vil, founder of Revel Digital Agency. Widley is passionately helping attorneys revamp their online presence. Hello, Widley. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And how are you doing today?
I'm terrific. Thank you for asking. It's a pleasure having you on the podcast. So, Widley.
Definitely.
Great. Yeah. Widley, would you please give a brief introduction about yourself and Revel Digital?
Oh, sure. So my name is Widley Vil, owner, like you said, owner of Revel Agency. So what we do is we basically help attorneys with their digital marketing. And background about me, I'm a programmer, so I have some software background, and I like to code, and the technology fascinates me. That's one of my passions. So.
All right, that's really nice. So, here comes my first question. Are you a Batman fan? And is that who you are, Batman for attorney, saving them from the bad marketing and helping them feel secure about their online presence?
First of all, I would say Batman is probably my favorite superhero. I wouldn't say I'm saving attorneys from their digital marketing, but I would say, all right. So I would say I'm the guy behind the scenes. If you know who the commissioner was, Gordon. So I would say I'm more the guy behind the scenes helping people, making other people shine while I work in the background. So Batman's, the face of everything. I'm more of the background guy.
That's even more awesome. So I can imagine the thought you've put into Revel Digital. That's amazing. So what kind of attorneys do you target?
We pretty much work with majority of attorneys, but I would say divorce attorneys are probably the most common attorneys that we work with is divorce attorneys.
All right, and you are doing a phenomenal job, and especially for someone who's not.
Oh, thank you.
I saw that you have a degree in computer software, and now you're working in the legal background. How does that translate in what you do today?
Oh, that is very funny. So I have a friend who he works in a legal field, and he needed some work done for his business, and he was telling me, there are still a lot of attorneys who are not up to date when it comes to their websites and digital marketing. So, I've taken a look, and they're the top firms, they are up to date, but there's still a lot of attorneys who are not quite there yet. So, I thought it would be a good idea to start helping the attorneys get up to date and get their marketing, on par with 2021. Not, because a lot of stuff they do, is, prehistoric. So I want to get them up to date and get them, more updated with their website. So.
Well, I guess then it's safe to say that you're making best of both the worlds here. And if any lawyers are listening, I think this will be helpful for them. What are the top few mistakes that lawyers make in their marketing?
Oh, that is a good question. One is, I would say, one of the bigger mistakes that they make is when they don't have like a very updated website. That's number one. And number two, a lot of things mistakes that they make is not really talking to their target audience. So basically, the people that are targeting, I would say they don't have quite a clear message to attract them. Because as you know, looking for an attorney is very, it's not an easy process to do. You don't just go online and find an attorney. People do a lot of research on them. They want to see there's someone that they relate to and someone they're confident to go and represent to whatever case that they need done. So I think those are some common mistakes that attorneys have. And for us, what we do here, we just want to make sure that we demonstrate them on why they're the perfect person for a consumer to choose them as an attorney. So,
well, you're doing a great job, and you're right about how you have to show their credibility online. But look how that works. This works out for them. They get a chance to work with the Batman now, not the Batman, sorry, the commissioner.
yeah.
So, Whitley, how is marketing for attorney different than the rest?
Mm, I wouldn't say it's different. I mean, I would say so for consumers, they want their attorneys to be, like I said, they want to have confidence that their attorney could represent them in court, because everybody wants to win their case. So for example, if someone is in a family dispute, they have a child in custody and someone wants full parental rights, they want an attorney that would be able to provide that for them. So credibility is number one. That's the number one thing that people look for. And two, someone they are able to relate to. And three, having somebody being there and making sure that they chose the right person to represent them. Because I think one of the bad things attorneys have as an image is that they just are there for money, right? My guy, oh, I have to pay him X amount of dollars just so he can represent me. It's a drag sometimes, but we want to make sure that we show the right attorneys to to demonstrate that they're not just that, they're really there to be in your corner, to help out. So
That's a good point. You must have to be very careful and take every step in the way responsibly. Moving on, I have some hypothetical questions for you. If you were
sure.
given a chance, is there anything that you would have done differently before Revel Digital was born, or in its very initial stage?
One thing I would have done differently. That is a good question. I would say I don't think I would have done anything differently, actually, to be honest with you. Being in digital, I've been, in the digital marketing field since 2015, and there's some struggles that I've encountered with the company and myself included. But those struggles have made me to the person that I am today. I've learned a lot of things, and that's what makes Revel Agency born today. So with the struggles comes with experience, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
That's a great response. Very inspiring, Whitley. And I'm also curious to know, what is it that drives you to work and perform your best?
That is a good question. What drives me to work? I mean, like I said, technology, it drives me. I've been in technology, I've been learning about technology ever since I was probably 10 years old. Getting my first computer, you could ask anybody, I'm a computer nerd. That's something that I like to do. So me waking up and knowing that I'm getting to do what I like to do, that's what drives me.
That's really inspiring. And I'm glad you found your way. Childhood plays an important role in setting the foundation of the future in terms of career. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it helps you develop that mindset. What would you say were the habits of young Whitley that helped him transform into the entrepreneur he is today?
So the habits that develop, I would say my work ethic. That's probably one of the two things, actually, work ethic and patience. Those two things have worked very well to shape me to who I am today.
So those are two of the most important ethics, like traits that you have to have. That's really inspiring. Did you
No,
ever?
I agree.
Yeah. Did you ever have second thoughts about your business and how did you move on from that?
Who doesn't have second thoughts? You go into business thinking you're going to make $1 million overnight, but then you realize the hard work begins, right?
Right.
You when you're in probably the first couple of years of business, you're always going to have second thoughts. You're not making the amount of money you're making. You get behind on bills. You're not getting to do the lifestyle you would think you want to do. But then you just gotta keep pushing, because one day you never know. One day you could wake up and things will start working in your favor. So I would say the patience, and that will help you in the long run, because you might not, first 4 or 5 years, you might not have any clients at all. But year 6, that's when you take off, and your patience and work ethic will reward you. So
Well, it definitely did in your case. And I'm like, your patience turned out to be a great help here. That's really awesome. So is there any advice that you'd like to give to the business owners and the entrepreneurs in the audience?
My advice, that like I said, I would say one of the things is you have to be patient. Have to be. That I think being an entrepreneur is very, very tough. I mean, you look on social media, people make it seem like it's the best thing in the world to do, right? But when you actually jump into it, there's a lot of hoops that you have to travel to. I mean, there's a lot of businesses who don't make it, right? So you want to make sure that you have the mindset that you're going to make it. And then after that, you have to have the patience and you have to have your goals. And then, you just look at your goals and make sure that you want to reach them. And then just have the patience to get there. And you will get there as long as you put the work in.
That's right. That's right. You don't see the struggle behind the startups. You only get to see the success online, right?
Right. I mean, right. You go. I bet you if you go on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, no one really shows you the struggles that they have. Like you wake up. How you're gonna make payroll, right? How are you gonna get your bills paid? That's not displayed. Only the successes. Oh, we got a new client, or we reached $100,000. It's not. You see all those, but you don't see the struggles. So, I would say the struggles teach. That's probably one of the what's the right word to say? I would say it's probably the hoops you got to jump through to get to success.
Exactly, and you have to go through some struggle to actually appreciate your victory, right? And thank you for such a great advice. Now, moving on to the final question of the podcast. We're already 2 days into December now. What are your growth plans for 2022?
Oh, growth plans? I would say one of our plans is probably, we want to make sure we want to make sure that we add, we have our goal of hitting like 10 clients for the next year. That's the goal. So
that sounds incredible.
To add to it,
Yeah, good luck to you with that. It has been wonderful. You're a good sport, Widley. It was great talking to you. Thank you for being on Behind the Perfect Startup podcast and for sharing your journey with us. It was a pleasure.
Oh no, and I'm blessed for you to reach out to me, and I'm always love being on the Perfect Stop podcast with you.
Yeah, see, the thing is, you guys, every founder, they have their own stories to share, and it's always good to learn about it. And that's what you did. It was really inspiring. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Widley. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.